This tool is presented to a room of real estate professionals in a CE class. The team was hoping for maybe 20% conversion. They got 100%. Most agents don't lose transactions because they aren't talented enough. They lose them because the system that they're using wasn't built for the pace that they work at.
We want humans to be humans, sitting down with people, eye contact, conversation, relationships, and let the robots be robots. There's no one transaction that's going to be exactly like any other transaction. We know that. What we also know is that maybe 75% of every transaction is repetitive. Those are the repetitive actions that Subi learns to be proactive with. If you know how to talk, you can probably use Subi.
Chicken or the egg? It's like, can't afford it because I'm not doing deals? Or can I not afford it because I'm spending time on paperwork? Before we get into today's show, a quick thank you to our partners who make this possible. Wise Agent, Subi, and the CE Shop. 3 brands I trust, 3 tools that actually move the needle.
AI is not replacing you, but the agent who uses it will. This is AI Agent Advantage. One expert, one tool, one thing you can implement today. With your host, JMan.
You know that thing you're juggling 7 things in a transactions, deadlines, documents, client texts, agent calls, and somehow one detail slips through and it costs you the deal? Yeah, that thing. Here's the truth. Most agents don't lose transactions because they aren't talented enough. They lose them because the system that they're using wasn't built for the pace that they work at. Today, we're going to fix that. One expert, one tool, one thing that you can actually use before your next contract hits your inbox. Here's a number that stopped me when I heard it. The first time this tool is presented to a room of real estate professionals in a CE class, the team was hoping for maybe 20% conversion. They got 100%. Every single person in the room wanted it. That's the kind of signal that tells you something real is happening. My guest today is the founder behind that product, Michelle Schubert, founder and CEO of Subi. And before I tell you what Subi does, I want to tell you who Michelle is, because her path to building this thing runs through Division I athletics, nearly a decade in global missions work, international economic development, and yes, she competed on both Survivor and American Ninja Warrior. So we got a badass with us today, but she's also very intelligent. She's not your typical tech founder. She is a builder. And the tool we're breaking down today is Subi, an AI platform designed to transform the way real estate transactions get done from contract to close. So Michelle, welcome to AI Agent Advantage.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So happy that you made it here today. So tell us a little bit in plain English, right? We don't want to get too technical. It's like one tool, one thing, breaking it down. What's Subi?
Think of Subi like a transaction coordinator.
Okay.
Just think of it like think of Subi like a transaction coordinator. What we like to say is we want humans to be humans, sitting down with people, eye contact, conversation, relationships, and let the robots be robots. Like, let your computer do the tedious tasks, the admin, all those things that you're juggling. Let the computer keep track of that and let you focus on other people, your relationships, and money generating activities.
Yeah, and I like the tagline, your work is my command.
Yep, it's Subi, your work is my command, because we call her a transaction genie. So we're quickly getting to it.
Remember Genie? Like, I can't wiggle my nose like that, but yeah.
Yeah, we're quickly getting to a spot where you are able to ask Subi to accomplish all sorts of tasks for you that you need to get done in your everyday transaction management, and she can accomplish them in seconds rather than hours.
Okay, and so who is it for, would you say? Is it like the single agent, the transaction coordinator, the team, the brokerage, all the above?
Interestingly, yeah, all of the above. Very interestingly, we have customers who are brokerages, we have TCs, and we have individual agents. And I would say the value to each of them, although similar, is actually probably a little different for like the thing that pushes them over the line for saying, yes, that's the tool I want to use.
Yeah, because I know for me, like, I love real estate if it wasn't for the paperwork.
Right?
Right? I mean, I love the people. I love when like that first time home buyer gets that house and they're crying and it's great, but I also have to push that paper to the attorney and everybody else and do all the things. So being able to just do what I love, right? And focus on the things that matter most, which is income producing activities, but also living a better life.
Right.
Right? I think that's
Right. And I think most people who are not in real estate don't actually understand how much the real estate agent is doing.
right.
Because it's such a highly regulated industry, it's not just, oh, put a sign out and, send a piece of paper. No, there's dozens and dozens of steps that have to be done on it with critical timeline. And if anything falls through, you can lose the contract, you can get sued, all sorts of things.
Or you have an unhappy client.
Or you have an unhappy client, and there's that relationship breakdown.
And that affects the lifetime value of, they're never going to transact with you again.
Mhm.
That hurts that relationship. And so at what point if I'm a brand new agent, I don't really know that I can't handle, right? I don't know what I don't know. I'm unconsciously incompetent.
Yeah.
I got into real estate because I thought, this is easy. I saw $1 million listing. They show a couple of houses, 3 people, they do a deal, closes 30 minutes later. So like, how do I know that things are falling through the cracks? Is it just I feel kind of like overwhelmed, or should I just do it right from the beginning, do you think?
So that's a good question. So we don't have it right now, but we are working on a freemium model so that new agents who maybe don't need all the extra transaction help, but would like kind of a guide or an assistant through the process, but maybe can't justify the expense of a monthly transaction coordinator or transaction coordination tool. We are working on a freemium model that will help newer agents.
Well, let me rewind you, because I think the answer is everybody needs it,
Okay.
right? Because it's like chicken or the egg. It's like, do I can't afford it because I'm not doing deals, or can I not afford it because I'm spending time on paperwork?
Okay.
Right? Because I'm like, if I don't focus on the income producing activities,
Right. That's true.
agents, some agents out there, I'm so busy. Oh my God, you know what I did today? And what'd you do? I organized my desk. I picked up my
know.
dry cleaning. I
Yeah.
did all these other things that don't really, if you went and worked somewhere and they paid you by the hour, you would be fired.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So, and then I think when the new agents, it's almost easier because you don't have any bad habits.
That's true.
So they at least creating the routine, like, here's my routine. My first deal, I did it with Subi, and that's how I do it from then on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so how would a team or a brokerage handle it?
Yeah. Well,
if we're scaling it up?
so a team, I don't know how much we can go back, but I would like to say with the individual agent,
Yeah.
it's Subi, simply the value proposition there is that Subi just saves hours and hours and hours and hours. You're not the one drafting your emails. You're not the one, your transactions are no longer taking up real estate in your brain. Like
I love that.
you can focus on those human moments rather than trying to remember, what do I have to do today? What do I have to do tomorrow? Oh no, is that thing due today? Wait, oh, did they get their earnest money in? Do I need to send,
And that's
do I need to call the inspector?
perfect if you're brand new.
Yeah. So if you're
'Cause you
brand
don't
new,
know.
you're right. You're right. If you don't really know, Subi is going to keep you on top of everything. And not only that, she doesn't just help you manage your transaction.
Yeah.
She actually proactively completes tasks for you. So for instance, like a very practical help would be when she sees earnest money is due tomorrow and it's not checked off your task list, she will either text or email you, depending on your preference sets. She'll come to you the day before and say, hey, I noticed that earnest money is due tomorrow and it's not checked off your list. Would you like me to text your client to remind them of that deadline? She's like, oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I
And
would like
thank
for
you
you
for
to do
texting me
that. Yes,
too.
thank you for texting me too.
Yeah.
So, and then a nice check that we always have there, like a little extra check moment. She always shows you what she's about to send and has you approve it. So you know exactly who it's going to, what number or what client or what email address, who's copied,
So
anything that's attached, and then what does the body of the message say? What does the subject line say? So she always double checks before you press send. So that's kind of a helpful extra check.
I love that because, with AI, we always talk about human in the loop,
Mhm.
right? We don't want to just copy paste or delegate it entirely. Not that most agents are control freaks. They're not gonna.
Yeah, they
They're
want to
like,
be able to say looks good or send
exactly.
or yes,
I
no.
can't just totally let go, Elsa, right?
Yeah.
Like I need to stay in the loop and say, okay, you know what? That meets my approval.
Mhm.
Or if you're a managing broker, vicarious liability is what keeps you up at night, then it's like you could still also double check what they're doing
Yeah.
and making sure that it's correct.
And so that brings us to the kind of value proposition for brokers and managing brokers would be that you kind of have a standardization across all agents. So, and you can double check on things. You can also have Subi notify you
Fantastic.
when there's something maybe
Something missing.
something
Like
missing or
going to
something out
buy
of
a
the blue.
brokerage agreement on this person who just brought in a purchase offer on.
We're getting there. We're getting to the point where a brokerage can set, these are the tasks
Yeah.
and forms that need to be in every type or this type or that type of, arrangement, agreement. And
Like a complete
yeah,
package almost.
exactly. And then Subi can check and be like, ooh, this one doesn't. Flag, flag, flag.
And then
you know.
text the agent like, yo, you were supposed to send that buyer broker agreements here.
We have a lot of plans for Subi, and so we're working on all of these things. Also,
Yeah.
things like making sure that the initials and the signatures are all the places that they need to be, stuff like
So
that.
how does it differ from, can I just do this in like ChatGPT?
So you can do one part of Subi in ChatGPT. You could drop your document in and ask it things like, oh, what are the deadlines for the contingencies and addendums? So you could do that.
So it'd be multiple conversations and chats.
Yeah, and then you'd have to copy and then pay, or I guess you'd have to go one by one and be like,
Paste
okay,
it
hold
to
on.
email,
So that's
copy paste it to text.
April 9th. That's so you
That
could
sounds worse than doing it.
you could you could manually go through, or you can drop it in Subi, wait for 20 seconds, and she does it for you. Puts it into your calendar, puts all those dates into your calendar, your Google Calendar, your Microsoft Calendar, whatever you use, whatever your brokerage requires you to use too. Maybe your brokerage uses SkySlope or Dotloop or something else, and she can drop all of the documents and the dates into the calendars for you.
That's so right. So you don't forget a thing.
Yep.
All right. So then how does it work differently from like what they might already be using? Like,
Yeah.
dare we say spreadsheets?
Yeah. A
And
lot of people still
like
use
email
spreadsheets.
chains and transaction
Yeah.
tools. Like I know a lot of agents that just their Gmail is their transaction manager. They
Yep.
just label a conversation and they just have all the chats in there.
Yep. Yeah.
So how is that different?
Most people have a very,
me
very manual process right now.
Yeah.
Even if you're using the good, like I would say good software like Open to Close or SkySlope, like these actually have, I know those are apples and oranges, but they actually have really helpful automations or something that you can set up, but it's still manual. It's still manual. You still have to add your transaction. You still have to do data entry. You
There's
still
still
have,
human error.
yeah, and there's still human error because you're the one guiding the system.
Yeah. Inputting that
So the
information.
biggest difference is that it's not manual and that Subi is proactive. She's not waiting for you to come, notice that tomorrow earnest money is due. She's telling you.
Yeah.
She's gendered. We call Subi a female for some reason.
That's so good. But so she's managing that, and since it's automated, you're not doing it yourself, so you're not making mistakes. And I guess you're removing the human in that mistake. So you're removing the human from making those mistakes.
And not that AI and not that technology can never make a mistake. It can, but that's one of the reasons we have the redundancy of always asking, how does this look? For the agent
Yeah.
to say looks good. We also have built-in redundancies within the platform so that we catch things that might not be right.
Well, and I think, an agent might be watching this and like, oh man, I'm good. I'm very detail oriented, right? And I think we all can be and have that
Yeah.
capability
How long does that take you?
when we're not busy,
Right.
right? Like it's like, oh, I got one deal this month. I got all the time in the world. Oh my gosh, I got 3 deals now. That's when things start to slip through the crack and you don't know what you missed. I think that's, for me, I know when I did a fair amount of business my first year, and it's like, there's times where you're overwhelmed and I'm like, I don't know what I'm missing, and that's a scary part.
Yeah.
Because that's lost business, potential lawsuits, liability, and things like that.
Yeah. And I didn't answer your question to like the value proposition for transaction coordinators for
Yeah.
TCs. And it is a little bit different because a lot of TCs, their business essentially is how many deals can I take from contract to close? What kind of volume can I handle?
Right, because one person can only
One
handle
person
so
can
much.
only handle so much. And what I hear from some like really hardworking TCs is like, I can handle 30 at a time. And that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That gives me anxiety.
That gives me a lot of anxiety to think
Just
about.
to go.
But I've heard that from like, yeah, I can handle about 30 at a time. With Subi, if you're not having to manually put in and manually track and manually draft all the emails and keep on top of everything, you can double, maybe triple your volume.
So as a transaction coordinator, you
yeah.
can scale your business,
Scale your business
without having to
headcount.
hire, without having to hire more people.
Yeah.
And it's just as easy, right? If I'm a TC that's working with agents from, as long as it's in the same market, right? and I'm working with agents from different companies, it's the same paperwork,
Yeah.
right?
And I would also say that we know at Subi, we know that all transactions are different. There's no one transaction that's going to be exactly like any other transaction. We
Right.
know that.
Yeah.
But what we also know is that maybe 75% of every transaction is repetitive. It's the same. You almost always have a financing addendum. You almost always have, an
A
inspection,
closing or
a closing, or a walk.
settlement.
There's certain things you always tend to do, or maybe you always send a congrats and next steps email to your client, or in an escrow or title state, you're always going to open escrow right after you go pending. So there's certain things that become typical. Those are the repetitive actions that Subi learns to be proactive with.
Okay, I love that. Now, what is it? Break it down. We're going from a graphical interfaces to like natural language,
Yes.
right? So what does that mean
Yeah.
to people who aren't nerdy like us?
Okay.
Like break it down for
Thank
the,
you.
yeah, it's
So
plain English.
I love the trajectory that technology is on. And I know a lot of people, they get scared about AI and the changes, and there's always new programs to learn, and there's always new software to learn, there's always new things. But if you think of it this way, we used to always read and write, right? Like, actually, before reading and writing, nobody read or wrote, right? They talked. That's the most natural way that a human communicates,
Right.
is by talking and listening.
Mhm.
And then, education happened and we began writing systems, orthographies were developed. And then books became, ubiquitous. But then with the rise of technology just in the past handful of decades, then you were able to, instead of writing, instead of like penmanship, you learn typing in school. I don't think you learn penmanship anymore. Nobody learns penmanship anymore, right?
Right.
So now it's typing. But then more and more and more, now we almost don't even read books anymore. Hardly anybody does. Now we have Audible, we have audiobooks,
Yeah.
we have podcasts. The way we intake information has gone back.
You're probably listening to this right now.
You're probably listening to this. You're not reading this, right? And so we have gone back to our roots as humans. Whenever technology allows, we go back to what's most natural to us, which in the case of taking in information, we want to listen. For hearing people, we want to listen to information to take it in.
Right.
And then for giving information to give imperatives, the most natural would be to speak it. But technology to this point hasn't exactly caught up to that. There's been voice to text or something. So
Oh my gosh.
we've seen
My parents do that like with Google. Like, Google, 5 minutes. Yeah.
So we've seen little stepping stones. Now is the first time in history, because of generative AI, because of natural language processing, that we now have the ability to speak to our software to get stuff done.
It's
So
wonderful because I can say like when I'm writing or like if we do Google searches, it's like food near me, right? It's not like I would like a healthy meal that
Exactly.
I can eat that's high protein and low carb, but I could speak that no problem. I'm never going to type that.
Right.
Right. And I think we're seeing that in a lot of the real estate websites, the mortgage companies now, they're changing their websites to say, instead of me saying 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home, it's like, hey, I'd like a great home, near a park. And it could be, and they just speak it. And then the AI takes it and says, oh, this is what you really want. Right. So that's what you're saying with natural language.
Yeah. So graphical interface would be what we're used to, right? It's
Windows.
and there's tabs. You got to know where to drag and drop things. You got to click things.
Yeah.
You type things in. That's graphical interface. Where we're evolving is to natural language interface, where you talk to your computer like you would talk to your friend, your coworker, etc.
Yeah. And so you're communicating more effectively because
because you're
you're
communicating
speaking.
the most natural way that you would want to. And so Subi is trying to be at the forefront of this. We're trying to say, yeah, we know that that's the most natural way, and we know that the technology exists to absorb your imperatives in that manner. So that is why we're allowing Subi to be a voice-activated app, both on your phone and your computer, where you can talk to Subi to tell her what you need to get done, and she can then complete
What's
tasks
the
for you.
command? Okay, Subi.
Yeah, so
Okay, Subi.
essentially you have to have Subi open.
Okay.
We have a way, so iPhone doesn't let us wake up an app just by voice command.
Wonder why.
Yeah, but Google does.
Yeah.
So we could eventually make it so that if you just
So if
say,
it's
okay,
open, you
Subi.
could just You hit a mic or what?
Yeah. You open up the app, you hit the microphone button, or if you are near a computer, you can type it if that's what's more natural to you, if you're in a place that you need to be quiet. But you can, if you're in the car, you can tap the
I
button.
don't think that's a concern for anybody anymore, as I see people
Yeah,
walking through the
it's really
supermarket
great.
like, yes, period. I'll be home soon! Exclamation point. I'm like,
Yeah.
you said it 9 times. Just type it at this point. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So in the app, in the native app that you'll be able to get in the App Store very soon, you can just press the button and say, "Okay, Subi, I need you to, blah blah blah."
What if I don't like my voice?
She'll pretend it's great
No.
anyways.
Oh, that's really no. That was just trying to throw you off there. It's funny. Let me tell you about one of our founding partners, Subi. If you ever felt like the transaction side of real estate is where your time just disappears, Subi was built for you. It's your AI transaction genie. From contract to close, it keeps everything organized. Your timeline's on track and all the details accounted for. Their tagline says it all. Your work is my command. Check them out at oksubi.com. Link in the show notes, and be sure to tell them J Squared sent you. I'm an agent. I just signed up. Or I'm a broker. I just signed up. Or I'm a TC. I just signed up.
Yeah.
First of all, high five.
High five.
I didn't want to hang
We'll
it.
do a real one.
Yeah. What?
Humans.
What? We're not robots. We are humans. We swear. What do I actually do first? Like, what's that onboarding process like? Is it
Yeah.
easy?
So it's a very, very easy process. Right now, we prefer to help you onboard only because we want to make sure you understand how to use all the best features.
Right.
So we believe that it's easy, it's very easy to figure out. In fact, there's only like 10 buttons total. Like there's not very many buttons in the app, which is great. We did that on purpose because we want to make sure it's simple. We don't want to overwhelm people with, oh my gosh, there's 5,000 features and 5,000 buttons. And if I click this, 10 more things open up and I don't know what to do. We keep it very simple. And so,
Like that.
yeah, you can go onto our website. You can either book a demo or just pay right there online.
We'll
And
have it
then
in the show notes too.
Cool. And then, yeah, we prefer to set up an onboarding session with you so that we can make sure you understand all the features. It doesn't have to take more than 20 minutes, and make sure you get set up and your integrations correctly connected. Because we want to make sure that Subi connects to your mail, like whatever your Gmail or Microsoft
Your
is.
existing tech stack.
Your existing tech stack,
Which is
your
like
calendar,
whatever
your
you're using.
transaction management systems, things like that.
Okay.
Yep.
So like there's some flexibility there. You're kind of trying to figure out there's only so many things people use in real estate. Right. Yeah, as far as technology is concerned. But there was something we were talking about recently, and I know it's in the roadmap coming.
I think I know where you're going. I'm excited about it.
Go ahead. What am I gonna say?
I don't. Well, you.
I
Well,
know
you
this
can
is humans
say.
communicating, not
Okay.
robots.
Okay. So you said it's. I know you said something like, I know it's coming.
Yeah.
And that is. There's two really big things on the horizon for Subi.
Mm-hmm.
And the first is a universal universal document processor, meaning any state, any type of form, any document, doesn't matter if it's vacant land, doesn't matter if it's residential, doesn't matter if it's, whatever condo, whatever type of document you're putting in there, and from whatever state, even if you're attorney closing state or, title and escrow, Subi will be able to accurately read through and, engage on that document.
Ding, 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 ding. That's what I was gonna say. Yep, universal.
Cool.
Yeah, asking it to do even more.
Yeah.
Like I think in that's what's great. For those of us that have been using AI, and if you're following this, like you probably have been for a little bit, it's been around since 2022, well before that, but mainstream, that when you get in early on, it's like, it's only gonna get better.
Right. Exactly.
And since we're in the early phases, they give you feedback like, this would be great.
Yes.
We've had these conversations in the last couple of days, like, this would be
Yep.
great. And you're like,
We'll do it.
yeah, we'll do it. It's happening.
So yeah. So the second thing, and we don't have to linger on it, the second thing that's coming is the universal integration. I haven't seen any other company, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I've never seen any other company do a universal integration, meaning we can connect with literally any tool you use. And that's a really special integration we have coming. That's going to take a little longer than the document processor, but a matter of a couple months.
So that could be like, okay, Subi, I'm going to show these 3 houses. I use showing time. I want you to schedule them for me. I'm acting as a buyer's agent. Map it for me too.
Bingo.
Add it to my calendar.
Bingo. So anything that you log into as an agent,
Yeah.
anything you log into, whether it's an MLS platform, whether it's, Showing Time, Broker Bay,
It could be
anything.
Slack.
It could be Slack, it could be anything.
anything you're using to-
You can tell Subi, you can integrate it through our universal integration system, and then you can tell Subi, oh, Subi, yeah, I want to show these 3 houses. I don't know the best route. We're going to be coming from Grapevine, Texas, and so could you make a route for these 3 houses and book them, and then sometime in the afternoon, and then let my client and me know what the route
And you
is.
know what? After the second one, we want to stop and get something to eat that's healthy.
You could say that too.
Add that in there so that and I want to leave an hour for lunch because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
and that's where the natural language really does
That's where the
make a
natural
difference.
language interface matters.
Yeah.
Because also, you guys all know, sometimes a client is going to take a long time. You might have a client that's like, no, I want to measure things. I want to walk through it. I want to keep looking. I want to take pictures. I want to.
They're a long looker.
Yeah, there's a long looker. I'm a long looker. Sorry, every
Oh,
agent I've ever
yeah,
worked
you're
with.
my favorite.
I'm a very long looker. I bring a tape measure every time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just I actually care how big the closet is, and and so
So you got to leave more time.
yeah. So you got for me,
45 minutes or
my
something.
my agents know
quick?
for at least yeah,
Really?
a good 45
Oh my gosh,
a
you're the one
good
that like
45 minutes.
you like the house? No, but let's go down to the basement.
My thing is, yeah, if I walk in, I instantly know I don't want it.
Okay.
I do a quick 5. I'm like out in 5 minutes if I don't want
Okay,
the place.
that's good because
Yeah.
usually like my engineer clients are like, "Do you like the house?" No, but let's go down to the basement and see what's down there. And I'm like, "Why are we doing this?"
But yeah, so that's why natural language interface is so helpful and so valuable in a tool like Subi, is because she can take what you're actually wanting and saying, and even though it's very complex, but also at the same time a human could understand.
Right.
A human assistant could do it, and that's where we are with technology. Is we're finally to a point where, because of natural language processing, we can now understand the meaning and the intent, and then sequence it into deliverables, execution
And does it
tasks to
start to
execute.
learn as it's progressing, like your style?
Yes,
Or can you add
yes,
like here's what my preferences are typically?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Actually, yes. You say it like that, absolutely.
The learning curve is how would you describe that? It's pretty easy.
I would describe the learning curve extremely easy.
Flat line, not really a curve.
Right, I would say it's not really a curve, and mostly because if you know how to talk, you can probably use Subi. Also, I mentioned that even on our graphical interface, there's so much less buttons than, you know, than uh, every other transaction management tool, every other, transaction coordination tool. Also, all of these, in my opinion, and I actually have I have a reading disorder, and so anytime I'm looking at something that has a lot of text or a lot of options, my brain just kind of gets scared,
Mhm.
and I feel like, oh no, this is intimidating. It feels like work. It feels very worky. I don't want to be in here.
Worky.
I
That's a dad.
and Subi
This
is
is worky. I don't like it.
and Subi is not like that. In fact, the very first iteration that we made of Subi, we pretty much combined TurboTax and uh, is it Headspace, the meditation app?
Yeah.
And so we tried to make how do we make something that's normally chaotic feel zen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. That's
yeah.
that's that's you and Kristen in a nutshell right there. Very, very zen. So if I have 15 minutes after this episode,
Mhm,
I sign up.
mhm.
I'm really excited.
Awesome, you should be.
What do I do in the just first 15 minutes? Schedule that onboarding or what
Yeah, schedule the onboarding, or let's say you've just onboarded,
or do I
you
need to
can
prepare for that or anything?
no,
Like
no preparation at all. Just reach out to us. We're a very open and uh,
a company where you can
connecting
reach
team.
people?
Yeah, you can reach us all the time, and we are very eager to help and make sure that people are onboarded. And this is what I wanted to say. You had said it. You mentioned it, that we're able to actually listen to our customers because we're early stage. We're not this huge corporate, large bureaucracy. We don't.
Right.
It's
Who
a small
says
team.
like if you're unhappy, send us your feedback and it goes into the ether
Mhm.
somewhere and never gets listened to ever.
Yeah, not like
Yeah,
that.
it just happened to me the other day. I'm like,
Yeah.
this could really make it better. And like nobody even replied with an email like it was received.
Yeah. And so our team is small and very, very personal. We know all of our customers' names. And we want to keep an open communication. We want to say, what are you liking? What are you disliking? And we actually view criticism or feedback, like constructive feedback, as very, very, very good. And even complaints. We view complaints as good because that means you like the product enough to complain about it because you want it to work. So, so we are a very personal team, and we are eager to talk with people that have ideas or ideas for features, or you know what you could do, or you know how you could do this better. We are all ears.
Yeah, so if you're a techie or a non-techie, really, because I think when we talk about tech, I like to have both sides of it. Like,
Mm.
I want the person who's super savvy,
Mhm.
right? But I also want the person who's like, I don't know what I'm doing, because if it's easy for them.
Right. Right.
So is the first win when they use it, just put in a transaction, like
Yep.
give it a try.
Yep. Try it. Drop your document into the document processor. It can even be a document that's halfway done, like you're already
Yeah, I
to
was
the
gonna
midway
say that.
point.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. It'll drop it in. It'll offer you a few proactive things because it doesn't know that you've already done everything up to the halfway point. So she'll be like, "Would you like me to open escrow? Or would you like me to email the closing attorney?" You can just say, "No, nope, already done," and you can click the already done. There's already done buttons. It's very easy to navigate, and just click done all the way down to where you're at, and you can start your transaction. So it would take less than 5 minutes to onboard any of your transactions.
Okay, super simple, super easy. Do it quickly.
Mhm.
They'll make believers out of you.
Mhm.
I wanted to. Let's mention how you might have a future partnership with or integration.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Well, not me, not me.
No, I know, with
No,
a wise agent.
yeah, with Wise Agent.
Uh-huh.
So like, it's in the works.
Mhm.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
First of all, they have a great transaction management section of their platform, and in the next quarter, let's say, there'll be an integration where they'll be
Mhm.
able to say, "Here's my transaction. Boop.
Mhm.
Subi help me with it,"
Mhm.
and then Subi will go boop, and take care.
Mhm.
Explain how that's going to work. Just so
Okay.
my
So
explanation sucks, but so
so first off, I want to say the founder and CEO, Brandon,
he's awesome.
awesome, top notch, incredible. I love that he himself is very kind of similar to Subi. Like he's very personable. He wants to meet with the user. He's
He's
here.
here.
Yeah,
He's present.
he's here at a conference repping his own booth. Even though he's been in the game for 20 years, has thousands and thousands of users, and yet the way that he has gone where he's gotten, I got to talk with him and ask him questions. I loved it because he was saying, yeah, we started very simple, and then users would just say, oh, I wish you had this, and similar to how Subi's trying to do it, listened to his customers and then built the next thing that they asked for, and just kept listening to the users to build his platform, which now has so many features and abilities. And it's a testament to the reliability. So we're extremely excited to partner with Wise Agent, and that integration will be very, very awesome. That's one that we're extremely excited about because anything then you need to do in Wise Agent, you can also voice command through Subi. So they're going to talk together and play together very nicely.
Ah, it's so good. And
So that kind of means that all of the features that Wise Agent has can be accessed through Subi. So
so now you have like a complete system that you
yeah,
can manage, because the CRM is so important.
yeah, the
Important for
CRM, and we
business.
don't have any sort of CRM at Subi.
Right.
So it's very important for us to be able to integrate well with, the systems that are already being
Yeah.
used.
And we had them on the AI Agent Advantage. And they have a lot of AI features built into theirs. They have like an AI text bot. And so it's like just full circle artificial
Mhm.
intelligence. We love it. We love it. So we have a signature close with a single best tip, right? So what's the single best tip for someone who's just getting started with AI?
Ooh, okay. Can I give two?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
sure.
sorry.
We'll do
Sorry.
1 and 1A.
Okay. Okay. One is just start using it. Just try it. Be willing to try it. My second is one that I would say in any aspect of life, find a mentor. Find a friend or a mentor, somebody you either follow online, even better if you know them in person. Literally, I just did this. I just did this a few weeks ago with like OpenClaw and Claude Cowork, all the big things that were coming out. I contacted two different like AI, developers and mentors of mine. I called them up and said, can you meet with me for 45 minutes and walk me through how to do this or that? Can you show me how you use it? Can you tell me how you use it? And then help me integrate with this or that. And I learned so much.
Well, and it's so helpful because they've done so many things and made the mistakes already.
Yeah. Exactly. So mentorship.
So reach out to an AI mentor.
hmm
Okay, somebody who's been through it, or maybe somebody who's just getting started like you, but
Yeah.
maybe a couple,
Maybe
they,
a step or two ahead of you is just fine.
yeah, that's gold. I love this. If you got value from this, do me a favor, share it with one agent who's still trying to figure out AI. Just one. That's it. That's how we grow this thing. Subscribe if you haven't already. And next Friday, we're going to be breaking it down with another tool and another wonderful guest. You do not want to miss that one. But before I let you go, I want to say thank you to our founding partners, Wise Agent, Subi, and the CE Shop. They make this show possible. They believed in us when nobody else did. Okay, but they're building tools that actually help people in this industry. Check them out. All the links are in the show notes. Make sure to get on there, and we'll get you onboarded started soon. So thank you for spending some time with us. That's not something we take lightly. Now go make it happen. Jeremiah's JMan with the AI Agent Advantage. Make it a great day.